It is nearly impossible to forgive a narcissistic person in your life because it's nearly impossible to forgive what you don't understand. And by the way, you don't have to forgive what you do not understand. Now, there are really only two ways to come to a place of forgiveness, meaning there's only two possible ways to come to an understanding with another person so that you can forgive. And in this message, I want to share with you what these two different ways of reaching understanding is. So for those of you who are caught up in this place of you don't know why you can't forgive the narcissistic person and you feel like a bad person and you're not being Christian enough or this and that, all this nonsense, forget about it. You don't have to forgive them to begin with because you do not have to forgive what you do not yet understand. Let's get into this. My name is Kevin. This is The Royal We. Before I do continue, I want to let you know that I'm here to support you. Down in the description box below this video, you'll find access for one-on-one appointments with me. I take telephone calls as well as video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. So if you're in a toxic relationship with parents, siblings, even a spouse, and you are not yet at a place of forgiveness because you do not yet understand what is even taking place, head on down there, schedule that one-on-one time with me. I'd love to be able to work with you and to help you to have understanding, and that will put you on the path to forgiveness. In addition to one-on-one coaching calls, I also have a coaching program. My coaching program offers support Monday through Friday live. I don't just throw a book and some videos your way and say, peace out, good luck to you. In addition to daily support, I also have Tuesday night fellowship, where we come together as a community, we open up the Word of God, and we see what it truly has to say about navigating this life in a society that is plagued with narcissism. In addition to Tuesday night fellowship, Thursday night is Backstage Pass, where I share with you the inside information about being a coach. I share with you what it's like technically, technologically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I give you all of the inside information. So for those of you who would like to consider being a coach, a teacher, a healer, or just start your own platform, join the Royal We Coaching Program to gain access to the Backstage Pass. Now, as I said before, it's so hard to forgive narcissistic people oftentimes because you simply don't understand. This was me for the longest time. And being a person of Christian faith, coming from a background of trying to be a good person, I was caught in a place of wanting to be forgiving. I convinced myself that I was being forgiving, but the truth is inside, I had not yet forgiven. And the reason is because I had not yet even come to a place of understanding what in the world I was dealing with. And something dawned on me in this process. I did not have to forgive them because I did not understand. Now, there are only two ways that you can reach an understanding with another person, with a narcissistic person. The first way that you can reach an understanding that even opens the door for forgiveness is through communication, is through being able to have a conversation, is through being able to say what you need to say about the relationship, about the hurt, about the rejection you've experienced, the neglect you've experienced, the rage that you've experienced with these people. By being able to express yourself and by receiving an answer from them, no matter how honest and how brutal and how ugly the answer might even be. They might have to say, look, I don't know how to love people. Look, I'm an inherently selfish individual. Look, listen, I struggle to care about people. I know it sounds rough, but at least it gives you something. At least you can say, thank you for telling me. Now you can work towards forgiving them. Now you also can work towards praying for them about something. And you can distance yourself. You can say, okay, if you struggle to care about people, that's fine. We can't be together, but I forgive you and I will pray for you. Okay? This is the path towards forgiveness. So way number one is through open, honest communication, because at least that offers you some insight into what you're dealing with. No matter how ugly the answer is, even if they have to say, I don't like you. I know I gave birth to you. I know that I'm your parents, but I never wanted you. I never wanted to have kids. It ruined my life. I used to have dreams. I used to want to be a rock star. I used to want to be a musician or a sports star, but then I had you as a child and my dreams went out the window and I'm resentful. At least with that, you can gain some understanding. Sure, it's ugly. It's ugly as hell. But at least you can say, okay, I get it. You felt that me being born disrupted your dreams. I forgive you. I don't like it. It's sad. I feel sorry for you. But I forgive you. I'm no longer going to try to shake you for an answer. I'm no longer going to bother you anymore. I forgive you. Because you have an understanding of what you're up against. You have an understanding of their mindset, no matter how ugly it is. Now, the second way to reach a place of understanding is more difficult because, as you know, many of you are saying right now, Kevin, you can't have a conversation like that with a narcissistic person. They will always just give you the runaround. They'll never be straightforward. They're not able to communicate with you, to have a depth of conversation. They're not willing to be vulnerable. They're not willing to cough up any answer that's going to make them look bad. And you're right. So that first way of coming to an understanding, you're probably going to have to put that aside. In an ideal situation, that's what you would get. You would get their honest vulnerability, no matter how ugly it is. However, dealing with a narcissistic person, you're not. You're going to get a fake plastic smile. They're going to look at you and they're going to say, well, I've never had any issues. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. While they are raging, demeaning you, devaluing you, neglecting you, treating you like absolute dirt. But not telling you through vulnerability the reason why. So the second reason, or the second way you come to this understanding, is a lot more difficult because you have to do it on your own. This is where you, through no contact, through separation, through pain, through agony, you shift your perspective in life, you transform your view. On your own, you come to the conclusion of what they are, of their sad, pathetic, narcissistic mindset, of lack of care, lack of empathy, of only living selfishly for themselves. You come to this conclusion on your own through years of transformation within you. To reach that same point, to reach the point of accepting them for who they are, not because they were vulnerable and shared it with you, not because they poured out their heart and told you how difficult it is for them to love anybody. Because you finally reached a place through your pain, your agony, your disappointment, you finally reach that place of, I get it now. They're not like me. They don't think like me. Whether it's my mom, my dad, my ex, the person I was married to, I thought they were one way. I tried to believe they were a good person. I tried to believe they had the capability to love, to have empathy, but they don't. I finally have allowed myself to accept them for who and what they are, an unempathetic, ugly, selfish, narcissistic individual who never cared for me. And worse than that, who lacks the ability to be vulnerable enough to articulate that. But I accept that, which means you've reached a place of understanding. It's the second way you can reach understanding. It's a lot longer to get there, but once you get to that level of understanding, then you could also offer forgiveness. It doesn't come because of their vulnerability. It comes because you have finally reached a place of understanding within yourself. You've given up. You've allowed the hope to shatter, which is good, by the way. Any of you who still believe hanging on to hope when you're dealing with narcissistic bullies is a good thing, I mean, listen, hope deferred makes the heart sick. You're just killing yourself. It's okay to let that hope shatter. Hope, by the way, doesn't belong with relationships. Those of you watching this think you're doing the good Christian thing. I don't want to give up, Kevin. I want to hang on to hope in these relationships. I'm going to hope in this. Jesus never said to hope in people. Now, did he? That's not where your hope belongs. One day you're going to wake up to that realization that so long as you're putting hope in people, hope in places, hope in things, You're going to put your own heart at risk of being sick. So eventually, you need to get to this place where you allow the hope in people, places, and things to shatter. You put hope where it belongs, which is in your relationship with God. And in that, you find acceptance that your mom, your dad, your narcissistic ex, the person you've been giving your sex to, your love to, your body to, is not capable of love, and no amount of hope is ever going to change that. You allow that to bring you to a place of understanding. It's a difficult understanding. It transforms you to become a different person, to be more to be a better observation, to be better at observation, to be better at judging people, to be able to better look at people, and like the saying goes, when people show you who they are, believe them. This is a place of understanding. From this place, you can forgive. Listen, I have forgiven the narcissistic in-laws that I've dealt with in my life for their nastiness, not because they were vulnerable with me and helped me to understand who they are. They never did. I reached this place after about 7 years. It was a long time of wrestling and understanding. They don't think like me. They don't have my level of care, concern, empathy for others. And through this, I've been able to forgive them. Not ever be back with them, not ever overextend myself in a loving way towards them, not ever include myself in their world or in their anything, not ever try to be friends with them, not ever consider them family because they're not ever consider them friends because they're not ever even want to eat dinner with them again because I don't have to. But forgive them so that I can set myself free. Because at the end of the day, forgiveness is about setting yourself free. It's setting yourself free of resentment and bitterness. Resentment and bitterness is oftentimes the result of overextending ourselves through hope, which doesn't belong with people, through faith, which doesn't belong with people, through expectations, which we should not have with people. These things build up bitterness and resentment as we overextend, overgive, overlove, overhope, overtry, over this, over that. We become bitter and resentful within ourselves, reaching a point of understanding that they can never return what you have done for them. They can never love the way that you tried to love. They can never give the way that you tried to give. They're not capable of it. Through this understanding, you can forgive, and you can stop trying. You can stop hoping. You can stop having faith in them. So, once again, wrap this up. 2 possible ways to reach forgiveness. The 2 possible ways to reach understanding, that is, so that you can have forgiveness. One is being able to articulate what's going on. That way you can forgive. The other way, which is more difficult, is through not being able to articulate it. There is no communication, but through having understanding that you're never going to get the answers, nor are they ever going to change. That can lead to a place of understanding, which also leads to forgiveness. I hope this message helps. If you have a question about this, head on down there, schedule some one-on-one time with me. Like I said, I do take telephone calls as well as video calls through Zoom, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. In addition to that, I also have a coaching program. My coaching program is live and in person each and every day for support. Also, Tuesday nights, Roe We Fellowship. Thursday night is Backstage Pass, so you don't want to miss any of that. I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future Royal We content, and be sure to like this video for me, okay? And before I leave, check out one of these videos offered by the YouTube algorithm because it knows what you've been watching. Have a great evening.